Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 8 of All the Mods 3 Expert Mode. So at the end of last episode we set up our wind power. Remember the way it works is that it takes the empty energy crystals, charges them up all the way up there at our wind farm, and then the fully charged energy crystals get put in this ender chest where they get drained into this MFE, which powers our machines. And as you can see, all of our empty ones have now been charged, and now they're just waiting for the energy to be used. But I think all our machines have done, all the queued processing. So let's go ahead and take all this crushed ore. I should have done this, set up a system to do this automatically, but whatever. And move it over to our furnace. Cool. So this is our, ore processing for the time being. And it'll take it a little while, but that's fine. In fact, since I'm not using this machine, let's even move our overclockers over. And it's running faster. Cool. And again, we're not running out of power now because the power is coming out of the energy crystal. And when this energy crystal is spent, well, we have 8 more, 7 more, a bunch more. Cool. That said, with that out of the way, let's see. Let's make a few improvements to our tools. I've been told that we can make our longsword even better. So right now, I think our longsword has wood for the handle, and I'm not sure what the handguard is. It might just be wood. Can I check in here? I can see our traits at least. But if I replace the handguard, or what exactly is a longsword made of? Yeah, a guard. If I replace the that's a rapier. This is a handguard. This is a longsword. Never mind. If I replace a handguard with manulin, this should give us the cold-blooded trait, which will make it deal 50% more damage to full health enemies, I believe. And if we replace the tool rod with Restonia, that'll give us the hearts trait, which makes it do more damage when we're depending on how healthy we are. So let's go make those components really quick. In fact, I think I need to make a mold for the handguard. And the Restonia, you can just cast, you can make it directly out of the crystal. So 1 second. Here we go. So here's our longsword as it is. If we swap the handguard out, let's see, what does it gain? We gain the trait, but it loses... Does it lose durability? No, it even gains durability. Cool. So that seems like a strict upgrade. Let's do that. And then if we add the tool rod, it gains even more durability, and it gains the hearts trait. So now, let's, just for testing purposes, let's not sleep through the night. I need to kill more Endermen anyways. So why don't I spend tonight hunting for Endermen? Because the day has passed. Our 3 Ender Lilies have grown, yielding us 3 Ender Pearls. But yeah, I'll go see. Maybe this can... I expect this might even be able to one-shot Enderman now. There's an Enderman. Wee, flying around it. I love Slime Sling and Slime Boots. Would you look at that, one shot. Awesome. I still have to get enough lapis to put Fortune 3 on it, but when I do that, we'll have a really darn good sword. Alright, that's enough Enderman hunting for now. I want to correct one statement I made last episode, which was about the electric wrench always giving your tool back or your machine back when you use it. That's untrue. You have to enable lossless mode, and apparently electric wrench can only be used in lossless mode 15 times because that's IC2 for you, the epitome of player friendliness. But for some reason, I can't turn it on. It says press control, press L bracket, or first of all, I had to keybind it, but now that it says, I keybound it to L bracket, and I'm hitting the L bracket key. You can probably hear the key, but obviously you're not sure if I'm hitting the right key. But yeah, I can't turn on lossless mode for the electric wrench for some reason. Thanks, IC2. So at some point or another, I'm sure I'll pick up a machine with this, and it'll give me a machine casing, and I'll continue to be thoroughly upset at why we're still using mod design from the 1990s. But alas, in other news, the pack has been updated. So I'm told there were quest updates. I haven't looked at the quest yet. I immediately saw that there's a thing to tell you about how to make charcoal, which is cool. But it appears like the update did mention something about you having to fix your quests. Let me do that really quick because I don't want to redo. I mean, I guess I can just pick these up again, right? Porcelain, iron, nickel, tin, copper. All right, I did the one. It seems like some of the quests stay marked as done, but they added some new ones in between to, like, better walk you through step by step how to get through stuff, which is fine. But I'm just gonna use the admin commands to complete these quests because I don't think I have clay plates. I don't even know what I need these for anymore, so I really don't feel like making them. So yeah, I'll just use admin quests or admin commands to complete the quests that were added in. All right, so I just in case you're playing along and you run into this problem too, you can right click any quest and click complete instantly while you're in like this edit mode to force complete it, which is convenient. So I think we're back to the state that I was in before we updated. Again, there were a few like intermediate quests added to better walk you through the steps, which I guess is fine. So anyways, moving on, this age, I think things might have been rearranged, but it doesn't look like anything was changed significantly. As far as quest changes go, nothing nothing impacts, or mod changes rather, nothing impacts the tiny little base we have here. So cool. Just want to mention that the pack has been updated. So let's take myself out of edit mode. Disabled, perfect. All right, so moving on with the quest line here, our next options are to either make the try to work our way towards the Empower, although I think the Empower itself, yeah, we can't really do it until we have the Thaumcraft, so we're gonna let's wait on that. But it looks like it's sending us down here to make canola energy, like canola oil for energy, which includes the farmer, which that seems good. I want to test if the farmer can harvest crop sticks. If it can, that's most wonderful. But first, actually, I want to backtrack a little bit and automate our coke oven and blast furnace. So right now, our coke oven, it can be automated, but with like pipes and conduits and stuff. But we don't have anywhere for the creosote to go, so it's just kind of sitting here. Once it fills up, it stops running. And the crude blast furnace cannot be automated. It simply does not accept item input-output. So we'll have to upgrade the blast furnace to... let's see, there's like improved blast furnace, which is made from, oh, just kidding, cold iron. Okay, never mind. I was going to upgrade the blast furnace, but we can't make this yet. Then in that case, let's at least give all this crystal oil a place to go, and I think I can make tanks. Specifically the portable tank. Maybe cold. Oh, nope, we still can't do that, can we? Gosh darn it. I love this tank. I guess we'll have to do... I'll find another tank. For now then, the open blocks tank we'll have to do. It's here, I swear. It's like you can't see it while it's empty, but it's an item. And I have to make glass panes. So these things hold, I think it's either 32 or 16 blocks per tank. I always forget. But what we'll do is... Actually, I need fluid transport too, don't I? Alright, there we go. Fluid transport in the form of transfer nodes. So what I'll do is set up a reasonably large tank here. That'll do, and then we'll put our transfer node here. This will be able to pull the creosote out of the coke oven, and it has a nearest first algorithm. So it'll first try to put the creosote into this tank, and if it fits in the tank, great. If it doesn't, I'll have it just send it to a fluid trash can to void it. That way this machine will always run. And then all we need is to keep it filled with coal. Probably with a hopper. Just like that. So it'll fill it up automatically with coal. Oh, I should automatically pull the coal coke out too. Dang it, I put the hopper in a bad spot. There we go. So raw coal goes in here, gets turned into coal coke, and gets dumped into here when it's done. And this way we no longer have to store the liquid, the creosote in the jerry can. We can store it in the much larger open blocks tank. Can I get that tooltip to show me exactly how much is in it? No, apparently. All right, whatever. Well, anyways, once this tank is full, it'll have, more than enough fluid for our immediate use. So we still can't automate this. So I guess for now, all I can do is manually top it off with a stack of iron at a time. I could use blocks. I probably should use blocks, but whatever. Now that we have a constant and passive generation of EU, I don't mind always leaving our metal bender on. So now I'm just applying a redstone signal to it, which will cause it to maintain its speed even when it's not doing work. I have to make some wires right now, but you see this is the rate that it works at 6%. I'm actually just going to wait until it gets up to 100% speed so we can see how fast it runs then. It appears to drain exactly 1 EU a tick while idle, like just spinning up. So that's basically nothing, right? So remember how last episode I tried to feed items into our metal bender with this hopper on top? Turns out it doesn't like items being fed from on top. Oh wait, it does. What? It didn't like it before. Or maybe it did. I don't know. Oh, I guess the problem was extraction. Right? It was unable to extract. Wait, why is it not? Oh, so anyways, that fixes it. What I figured out was that apparently the side slot extracts from here. When I was extracting out the bottom, it was also extracting from this slot. So anyways, I set it up such that input items go in this chest, and the output gets extracted the side to the bottom chest. I guess input can go in the top as well. In any event, we're still not up to 100% speed, but we can see it makes copper plates pretty quickly. And that's without overclockers. Although I'm not 100% sure if the metal bender accepts overclockers. Nonetheless, it's fast enough for our current purposes without. And just for reference, here is the final speed once it's 100% spun up. Alright, so next up is our canola generator. To clear out an area to actually build it, I've been using a Horn of the Wild just to break a bunch of grass. It also gives us, our initial bit of canola to start the farm with, and it fills our inventory with all these random grass drops. Good news is it does include ender lilies from time to time, so I've gotten I guess one ender lily from this so far. But hey, every ender lily improves our passive ender pearl income, which is welcome. It's also really fun to just break a lot of grass, even though it's completely unproductive. Alright, anyways, I think this is probably enough area cleared out for a canola farm. Another neat thing about this Horn of the Wild is that it automatically harvests all these seeds. I mean, I guess they're already harvested here, but it harvests them without breaking the crop sticks. So it's a very easy way to harvest my entire wheat field at once. I want to test if the farmer here from Actually Additions will harvest this canola seeds when it's fully grown. So let's bone meal it and give it a second. I think it scans block by block, so if it doesn't grab it within the next, I'm pretty sure I pointed this the right way, right? Maybe. If it doesn't grab it in the next like 30-ish seconds, I'll assume that it can't harvest out of crop sticks, which would be unfortunate. Here, for control, I'll just plant one here as well. So it's been a couple minutes and it's harvested neither of those. So I think I'm doing something wrong. First of all, I'm almost 100% sure that square side is the side that does the farming, because it doesn't make sense for it to be on the other side, right? Like if I point the back at it, it's not going to harvest it either. In fact, let's stop guessing and check the book. What's it called? Planter? Farmer. So this links to the JEI manual. Let's see. I'm going to read this 1 second. So my takeaway is maybe it has to plant the seeds itself for it to ever harvest it. Oh, it only harvests a 3x3 area. I see. The book said 9x9. Maybe that was changed in the configuration. Here, I'll show you. Just so you know I'm not being crazy, it says it will farm a 9x9 area in front of it. But I guess that was probably changed in the configurations and the book just doesn't reflect that. Alright, let's move this then to this 3x3 and redo that test. I really want it to be able to harvest out of crop sticks because plants can grow much faster in crop sticks than they can just on dirt, especially if you level up the seed. All right, let's try that again. So there we go. It is able to harvest crop sticks, and it will replant if it harvests out. Okay, so why don't I just plant this whole area up with crop sticks then? And then we might need growth accelerators if it's only going to be 3x3 farm, but I'm sure we can come up with something. Growth accelerators are typically a dime a dozen. In fact, let's see what we have. Let's see. Sprinklers from open blocks aren't terribly good. Sprinklers from Agricraft are very good, but they take water. And do we have accumulators? Aqueous accumulators? Yeah, we can make this. So we do have ways of pumping water. Okay, I'll probably just make a bunch of sprinklers then. I decided not to go overboard like I usually do, and I only use 25 sprinklers. All right, maybe to some of you that's still going overboard, but for me that's not. There's 25 sprinklers and a single worm, because I don't think worms stack. So and they cover a 3x3 area, so there's no benefit of using more than one. Anyways, the water is provided by aqueous accumulator over there. And I guess I should use another aqueous accumulator to power it. Well, we won't need our steam dynamo anymore in a second. So anyways, it produces canola plenty fast. Cool. So now we just have to process these canola seeds down into canola oil, which I believe involves going through the press. Let me figure this out real quick. All right, it's been a while since I've used canola. So what you do is you actually take the canola plant, not the seeds, and you put it in a fermenting barrel to convert it into canola oil. So this has plenty of canola, and I have a fermenting barrel. Wait, so what's the press for then? Why do I have to make a press? Using canola, Got it. So first you have to take the canola plant, or the canola plants. This is extracting really slowly, by the way. Oh, it's because I didn't set insert here. And I was like, why is it not going in? Derp. Alright, anyways, first you have to take the canola plants and process them through a press. So let's do that. Does this take power? It does. And this takes it and turns it into canola oil. While you can burn canola oil as it is, you can then further refine it in a fermenting barrel. I need a fluid conduit, don't I? Alright, so you can further process it in a fermenting barrel. This does not take power. And I believe it's a 2-to-1 ratio of barrels to presses to turn it into refined canola. And refined canola can be burned either as is, so it can produce 40 RF a tick in the combustion generator. It can produce 20 EU a tick in the whatever liquid fuel generator. You can upgrade it into crystallized oil by throwing crystallized canola into it, but that requires an empower. No, it doesn't. It just requires whatever. I'm not going to bother with that step yet. If it turns out we need more power, we can. We can burn it in a compression dynamo, or last but not least, we can burn it in a oil generator, which is what I'm going to do for now. And there we go. We are now producing, let's see, that's 80 CF, which is RF. I think it stands for like crystal flux or something, per tick. And let's see, 6 seconds per 50 millibuckets. So each bucket is what, 20 times 60, or 20 times 6, 20 times 2 minutes per bucket. I think we are producing it faster than we burn it. I'm not exactly sure the ratio of fermenting barrels to generators we need. But nonetheless, this can now produce our power, which means we are no longer reliant on our steam dynamo here. So once it runs out of water and or fuel, I'll probably just leave it be. And I'm reasonably confident this farm produces canola fast enough, at least as fast as our canola press, squeezes it. So I'm going to, at the very least, make another fermenting barrel. All right, so based on my estimates, takes about 1.5 seconds for this operation, and it produces 80 millibuckets of canola oil. This operation takes about 5 seconds, and it produces about 80 millibuckets. Well, it produces exactly 80 buckets of refined canola oil, which means that for each canola press, you can actually have a little bit over 3 fermenting barrels. So let's go 1 to 3 here, and that means we produce 1 bucket of fuel just about every 20 seconds on average, which means that we can actually have 6 oil generators. So I have to make a few more of those as well. I accidentally made 6 more oil generators instead of 6 total, but that means we have 7 now, which technically we can't power all 7 at 100% uptime, but we also probably don't end up needing, 7 times 80, what is that, 540 RF a tick, at least not for a little while. So anyways, this puts us, wait, that's 560 RF a tick. My math is awful. Anyways, as you can see, most of these, in fact, are already basically filling up on energy because we have almost, the only passive draw we have on our system is our farmer right now. Well, whatever. That'll, in the short term, at least take care of our power problems, because like the atomic reconstructor uses a fair bit of energy, right? Even if it's just doing something like making, I don't know, what's something I need to make? Let's make a bit more void crystal, right? Even a stack of void crystal, it takes like 50 KRF or something, which before using this generator took a fair bit of time to make. But now that we're, now that that's out, we can pick it up and never use it again. Aha! Put you away. Cool. But yeah, now we're completely passively producing a comfortable early game amount of RF. This next quest here has us making a battery box. The battery box is effectively like a energy cell. Except it stores the energy in a battery. So I mean it's basically an energy cell in that sense. So I just put it here where our cable used to be, and this can hold a little bit of power, and apparently it doesn't automatically output. How do I see? Place the battery down in any type of boom power storage. Why is it not outputting power to this energy duct though? There you go. I guess it only outputs energy through the bottom, which is all as well because I have to awkwardly run my energy line around this thing now. So as we continue on, we'll, just be able to put more machines here. Cool. So now we have a small battery buffer in addition to our the energy stored in our generators. And in fact, I'm going to make 1 more battery because these can also be used to charge items in your inventory. Right now, we can only go up to the double battery. Upgrading it any further requires empowered crystals, which requires obviously an empower. And what I can just do is swap this battery with that one. I think it's shift right click to turn it on. And now this battery will charge the storage tablet in our inventory. And later stuff like traveling. When we get a staff of traveling, when and if we get a staff of traveling, it can charge it. And with that, we've completed the technology side of tier, what are we on, tier 2, about as much as we can. The modular storage here is effectively like a fancy crate. Why spend all this resources to make a crate when I already have perfectly good crates? I guess it has a built-in search bar, but so does a crate. I don't know. So I guess I'll take a quick second to make our fluid transposer and magma crucibles, just so we can upgrade our mana pools to like full mana pools. So that shouldn't be too bad. I would, the next step really is to start Thaumcraft, but we're pretty far into this episode now, and I don't really want to start magic, with only like 5 minutes left. So yeah, let's upgrade our mana pools to full-size mana pools. Oh, I just discovered something. So I just went to the Nether to get some Nether bricks to for the magma crucible, but I used the /home command to get back, right? And I realized there's no countdown timer anymore. Apparently when you op yourself, you lose the countdown timer on home. So I guess I will de-op myself for fairness. If I have to, because I had to opt myself to fix the quest thing. I guess I'll keep myself de-opt so that, when I run this, the being op bypasses both the countdown or the cooldown and the timer. So I guess I've been unwittingly cheating for the last basically in every pack where I've used that command. Whoops. Now let's take our dilute mana pools and upgrade them full size ones. So I drained them as much as I could of mana just to avoid wasting it. And then all we have to do is shove some refined or some melted glowstone into them. So we melt the glowstone in here and put the mana pools in here, and it'll take it it'll take it a really long time apparently to melt the glowstone. but all that's left to do is to wait. While we wait, but we'll probably take like 20 minutes for that magma crucible to do its thing. I took a look at the recipe for the display stand, and it's actually a bit more than I expected. So there's the normal quartz stuff. However, these now take electron tubes. These electron tubes are made in a thermionic fabricator, so we'll have to make one of those. And this has a bit of a recipe. Takes a bunch of casings, whatever. So while we wait, let's just craft these up. The display stands themselves aren't going to be useful until we can make the actual empower, which has to be done in the runic matrix. But because you know, it'll take some effort to make it, let's just do these now while we're waiting. I need some more blaze rods for those whatchamacallits, these electron tubes. So I farmed a few those things that drop the drops of evil. Wither skeletons. Got myself a drop of evil, and now we have our restored mob spawner. And I know that technically speaking, there's a carry-on in the pack, so I can just carry the mob spawners to my base. I don't have to resturb it, but the restored mob spawner has the advantage of I can just turn it off with the click of a button, whereas a regular mob spawner, you have to, like, you know, flood the area around it or something, or pick it up yet and put it in an area where it doesn't have room to spawn things to turn it off. So the fact that this is significantly easier to turn off is valuable enough, I think. Anyways, I need how many is it? 5 per electron tube, and I need 5 electron tubes, so I need 25 blaze rods. At the same time, this is not spawning anything at all, which makes it less useful. The reserved spawners also has the advantage of it'll spawn mobs when I'm not around, but obviously that requires me to build like a kill cage around it to take advantage of. Which I guess I could do, but I'm not going to do it right now. In addition to the blaze rods and crystals, I guess we'll need some diamonds too. We also have to supply it with glass. So it melts glass down into liquid glass to do the crafting, and is this recipe not right? Oh, you can use sand as well, actually. I guess is it just not hot enough? What am I doing wrong? Blaze rods, Restonia crystals. Item should be, oh, I guess I have to click here to get it. It's just not showing. All right, there we go. So there's our blazing electron tubes, and these take diamantine crystals. Here we go. Let's get 10 of these. Unfortunately, I think maybe you can use the hopper to craft these automatically, but look, oh, I'm out of glass. All right, but it takes it like a quarter second per. Anyways, after you're done, this machine continues to drain a little bit of energy while you have a valid recipe in here. Does it say how much? Tough to tell. Let's see. I can just look at this. So we have 40 RF a tick total drain, and that's 40 RF a tick there. Oh, maybe this doesn't drain energy passively anymore. I don't know. In any event, it used to. Maybe it still does. I can't tell. Whatever. If you take the recipe, make it invalid, it'll stop draining energy, and the heat will drop. But for now, it's basically like it drains a very tiny amount of energy to stay ready, a lot like the metal bender here does when you give it a redstone signal. End of the day, I really don't care for a machine that drains 1 or 2 RF a tick. So yeah. Anyways, with that, I think I just have to transform some quartz. That's chiseled quartz, and then I'll be able to make the 5 display stands we need. Thankfully, we had plenty of quartz from that weird quartz structure we tore up. So here we go, display stands. And that should complete this quest. Yeah, the empowerment quest is still blocked because we don't have infusion yet. Cool, so let's see if this is done yet. Ooh, it looks like we are just in time. This is right on the cusp of finishing up. It'll take it another, 20, 30 seconds. But once we have that done, we'll have our full-size mana pools, which hold a lot more mana compared to these dilute ones. I feel like I spent the last 5 minutes staring at this, watching it finish. It's like watching paint dry. But we're done now, so I won't complain. While these hold a lot more mana, we still don't really have automated mana production. That's something that I'll have to, tackle later. for now, I don't actually know why these saplings haven't grown either. I mean, I can force grow them with bone meal, right? And then, can I not? Is something blocking them? Oh, are these? No, they're not. They can see the sun. Why don't these grow? Maybe they're too close to the rubber, but that should, and nothing blocks oak trees. I don't know, whatever. Give me my saplings back. I guess I'll just plant them here then, where they do grow. I can manage to put them on my hotbar. I don't know why my saplings don't grow. I apparently broke it somehow. Whatever. I'll deal with this later. At some point, we'll have to come up with a better mana generation system than, you know, me feeding munch dews with oak saplings manually. So now we're done with the tech side of Age 1, and we can see that as I feed these Gormaleas these foods, they make, you know, no meaningful progress on the fullness of the mana pool. And if I have my Wand of the Forest, I could show you that more closely. Right, this mana pool is negligibly full. So, yeah, it'll be... It's very good to have these, because then I don't have to worry about filling up the mana pool after feeding these things with like 2 pieces of food. So with that, we are now complete with the entire tech side of Tier 2. We'll come back next episode and start working on magic. I guess we're not done with the entire tech side. There's a few things left out here. But we'll work on the magic-y bits. And eventually we'll put it all together and get ourselves into Tier 3. So in any event, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.